Hey y'all, so I wanted to come on really quick. I'm on the way to meet actually a potential consultant. I'm gonna have lunch with her, give her a grab bag, and I wanted to talk to you guys really quick about why a lot of you guys are stuck and why I believe you're stuck in your business, and kind of maybe help you do some like internal thinking, like some soul searching, like some mind navigation on what's going on. So as you guys know, we have an incentive to earn, okay? We have a fall incentive. It literally launches August 1st. You guys can go and look at the point structure and all that. It's all up on the SFR links. But I was having a conversation this morning with a certified consultant that was stuck, and it really had me thinking about the core reason as to why people get stuck in this business. There's only one. There is literally one reason why people get stuck in Cincy, and why they're not successful, and why they're not sponsoring, and why they're not booking parties, and why they're not getting people into Cincy Club. And the reason is you're not opening your mouth to open your business. We have said this for years. Hopefully y'all can hear me too, because I turned my air off and put it on my feet. But for years we've talked about this concept of, if you don't open your mouth, you can't open your business. So if you're not having join conversations, and I want to challenge you guys, like how many of you had today? There's 8 people on here. How many join conversations have y'all had today? Honestly, how many today? Today. I've had 1, 2. I've had 2. How many join conversations leaders have you had today? Today. Not this month, not this year, today. Go ahead and answer that. I'm going to wait a minute. How many of y'all had today? How many conversations have y'all had today? How many today? So Sylvia had 2. That's awesome. I had 2 also. What about the other 12 people? 13 people are on here. How many join conversations have y'all had today? We're going to talk for the next 5 minutes about the top reason as to why consultants are not successful in Cincy. And that's fine, Emily. Be honest. I want honesty. How many join conversations have y'all had today? Okay. How many join conversations have y'all had today? There's 16 people on here, so I should have 16 responses. So far I got 4. I'll wait. How many join conversations have y'all had today? Today. Not last week, not last month, today. Okay, keep going. Dana, 0. Anna, 1. Nikki, none. How many of y'all had today? Keep going. We have 20 people on here. It's okay, keep going. You know what's important? When you type out how much or how little you're working your business, it helps you evaluate what you need to do. How many conversations have y'all had today? Tell me. Keep going. None, 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 none. Bridia, no excuses. I love you, but none. 1, 0. How many conversations have y'all had today about joining? How many? How many conversations have y'all had about joining? I don't want to hear how busy y'all are. I'm on the way to a meeting right now. How many conversations? Okay. So you guys can see that there's proof in the pudding. We have to get consistent in what matters. You as a leader will never ever grow. You will never ever earn an incentive. You will not experience the joy and the freedom financially Cincy can give you if you're not heavily sponsoring. What does heavily sponsoring mean? 2 to 4 a month. How do we sponsor 2 to 4 a month? By having more conversations. So what I want to challenge you guys to, the first thing I want to challenge y'all to, is you need to be having conversations about joining every single day. Every single day. Because if you're not, somebody else is going to ask. And if you don't ask, the answer will always be no. And if you want to grow a big business, here's what I say. Why are we capping it off at 2 to 5 join conversations? You know how many I would have with every VIP and every customer I've had? I would send an email out today. I would blast my best customers and get a grab bag in their hands. I would book parties. That's what I would do. We have to stop setting limits on how many conversations we're going to have. Okay? That's the second part that goes along with that first part. If we're not having the conversations, right? Or we're limiting how many we're going to have, you're literally limiting what Cincy can do in your life. You're limiting, well, I'll have 5 and then we good. Have it till they join. Have it till they say yes. Have it till they take the grab bag I have sitting beside me. Have it until you get a yes. We are not going to grow, family. Listen to me, Anchored Sense. We are not going to grow by being stagnant. Too many people are focused on the details of Cincy, but they're not focused on the big picture. Okay? And by details, I mean details that really don't ultimately matter. Pretty samples don't matter if you're not having joint conversations. Buying pretty labels don't matter if you're not sponsoring. Okay? If you're not sponsoring, listen, I'm going to tell you guys the formula. It's 226. 2 recruits a month, 2,000 PRV a month for 6 months. Okay? So, it is critical that you guys sponsor. It is critical that you open your mouth to open your business, because if you don't repeatedly, it takes 7 times now, guys, 7 times for somebody to hear something out of your mouth for them to literally data it into their brain. 7 times. Did you know that? Did you know that? And some of you haven't even had the conversation once. Some of you haven't had the conversation at all. Some of y'all have these beautiful follow-up systems, but you're not using a follow-up system for what it's meant to be for, and it's meant to grow VIPs, recruit people, and book parties. That's what a follow-up system is for. A follow-up system is not about sending a thank you card. All of those details matter, but here's the thing. If we're not having conversations, we're not going to recruit. And when we don't recruit, you don't grow a team. And if you're waiting on those 5 people on your team to make it happen for you, sis, it is not going to work that way. Even with me, every single month I'm recruiting. Every single month when I'm not recruiting, I'm looking at what can I do differently? How can I make my testers differently that I normally always send out to get them drawn in to wanting to know about an earn a kit? So these are the things that we have to come to and understand, that it is nobody else's fault. It's not your team's fault. And can we please stop saying it's our sponsor's fault? Your sponsor is not the one texting on your phone. Your sponsor is not the one booking parties for you. Your sponsor is not the one that is getting up and doing the work to transition into fall. That is you. Okay? If I worried about my sponsor, I would have quit 9 years ago. Okay? A sponsor does not make your business. You make your business. Your sponsor didn't buy your kit. You bought your kit. So it's also time that we take some responsibility and say, hey, what am I willing to work for, or what effort am I putting in to get the results I want? And I say that in the kindest way, but to be honest, you're not going to earn an incentive by saying, well, I'm going to have conversations. I don't care about when you're going to have them. I want to know how many you've had. And I can look at the numbers and see who's recruiting, and it's not going very well right now. So what I want to encourage you guys to do, number 1, get out of your own way. Yes, it's nervous to have a conversation. Yes, it's nervous to meet somebody for lunch like I'm about to do today. And I haven't showered in 2 days. That's how busy I've been with my business. That's how busy I've been behind the scenes getting stuff ready for fall. I am literally always going to be the hardest working one in the room. Is that what you do for your team? When your team looks at you, do they see that you're the hardest one working in the room, or do they see that you're making excuses? Are you earning top trips, and are you striving for your team to earn top trips? Or are you just kind of being nonchalant and copy and pasting someone else's plan on your team page? These are the things I'm talking about. And these are the things, and exactly, Sylvia, you're not going to die to ask. And here's the thing, you're a leader. Follow the leader. Your team is going to follow suit. If you have low PRV, your team's going to do low PRV. If you don't recruit, you're not going to be able to even teach your team how to recruit. If you don't party, how can you teach your team to do the same? So I think we have a lot of leaders that are stuck because they're not opening their mouth to open their business. And I'm here to tell you, this is not the time this fall to just be quiet and to blame other people, because here's the deal. At the end of the day, baby, you're the one putting in sales in your workstation. I don't know your password to workstation. Your sponsor doesn't know your password to workstation. So we've got to be accountable and lead from the front and work from the front. Guys, I've been making samples for 2 freaking days. Do you know how many other things I need to do right now? You know how many leaders I need to be working with right now and how many things I need to get done? And I'm not going to stop until it's done. Because for me, it's non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable to not have sponsoring conversations. It makes me uncomfortable when I don't sponsor. It makes me uncomfortable when I don't sponsor 2 to 4 a month. It should make you uncomfortable if you're really trying to grow a business. Now, if you don't care to grow a business, sure, do your mediocre stuff and blame your sponsor and say no one wants to party even though you've had no conversations. That's fine. But just know that that's not going to help you. What's going to help you, you guys, and I mean this in the most authentic way, is you being real with yourself. You got to be real with yourself. I haven't sponsored the way I wanted to this summer because I wasn't being as intentional about it. So I had to whip myself into shape. I don't have a sponsor telling me what to do. I don't need that. Your intuition needs to tell you, okay, if you know you're not where you were last month, but you're going to do the same thing you did last month, then you're going to be where you were last month. I mean, can I get an amen? We have people doing the same thing month after month, and you're not getting the same result, yet you don't want to do coaching calls. You for damn sure don't want to book 8 parties, and you don't have consistent 2,000 and 2,500 PRV, and you're wondering why your team doesn't care to listen to you. They are watching what you guys do. They're watching how you work. They're watching your Instagram stories. They're watching what comes out of your mouth. They're watching what you say. They're watching how you work. They're watching what you share. And I'm going to be honest, Anchored Sense is not a copy and paste page. So there's a lot of y'all out there not contributing when you know that you could get your butt up and work and share some stuff on this page. Okay? We're better together. That's why we have this page. That's why we have How I'm Working. That's why we have these pages. So I want to encourage you guys as leaders I want y'all to self-reflect today. And I want y'all to think about literally how many conversations have I had about joining today, this week? That's something I'm thinking about. How many, Serena Norton, she joined 3 months ago, guys, and she's already doing coaching calls, and she's almost a superstar consultant. She shows up every single day. She opens her mouth every single day. There is power. Listen to me. You can rebuild a dead business. You can rebuild a dead business. There is power in what happens when you make a decision. Crystal, I love you. You know that. There is power when you make a decision and you say, you know what? I'm not where I used to be, but I'm not going back there because I'm not who I once was. Quit repeating the same mistakes in your business. Book parties. 8 parties. Who has 8 parties booked for August? 8 parties. We have 30 people on here. Who has let's say 5 to 8 parties. I'll give y'all some slack. Who has 5 to 8 parties booked? This is also a reason why a lot of consultants are not seeing growth and you're not recruiting. This is why you're not earning annual sales. How many parties do you guys have booked? It should be 5 to 8 for August. How many front loads? Or you need to have a massive Cincy Club. Sylvia, 6. That's really good. Who else? Who else has parties booked? I'll wait. How many parties do y'all have booked? Alexandria, you need to have infinite join conversations. You need to have join conversations till they join. Don't limit it to 2. How many parties? Okay, 5 to 8, 5 to 8, 5 to 8, 5 to 8, 5 to 8. It needs to be engraved in your brains. 5 to 8, 5 to 8, 5 to 8. What if you book 2 and 1 flops? What if you book 2 and they both join? You're going to have 0 PRV. You're not going to make money. Okay? 5 to 8, 5 to 8, 5 to 8, 5 to 8. Okay? 5 to 8 parties a month. Every single month. You should be striving for that, even in the fall. So I want to encourage you guys, before we have our call August 5th, you're going to hear a ton of knowledge from different leaders within our organization. I want y'all preparing now. Join conversation every day. Don't even limit it. Why 1 a day? Why would we have 1 a day? Why would we have, for me, I'm like, okay, I had 2 a day. That's not enough for me. I'm going to go in my story and I'm going to share. My customers already got the email yesterday that I shared. I'm following up with my VIPs and Cincy Club about it. It's never enough for me. So quit capping your potential. Quit capping, okay, well, I'll just have 2 today. 2 today means maybe 1 tomorrow. And 1 tomorrow means maybe 0 the next day. So we've got to get to this place, Anchored Sense, of cut the fluff. We've never worried about fluff. But I think right now, fluff is comfortable for a lot of y'all, and I get that. Samples are comfortable. Getting on your team page and being fun is comfortable. Doing this, texting your team member you've had for a year is comfortable. I mean, let's get uncomfortable. Let's get very uncomfortable. Let's jump in. Let's do things that scare us. Let's do things that make us inside go, oh my gosh, this makes me nervous, because it's going to grow you. It's going to stretch you. So I'm about to go meet somebody for lunch to recruit them. And I want you guys just to get in the mindset of understanding what it takes. A lot of people want this free life, but you're having 1 join conversation. Your PRV is $500 a month and you're comfortable with that. Guys, listen, if you're comfortable with the minimum, you're going to have a minimum business. $500 is the minimum to get paid at Title for a reason. That's why I will never, ever, be like, oh, 500 PRV, you're the best ever. 500 is great, but that's a minimum. That's not a maximum. You're not going to grow a big business by doing minimal join conversations and by having minimal sales. So again, what I want to challenge y'all to, every one of you, because I know you have it in you, I want you guys to evaluate what you're doing in your business, or the lack of, and I want you to be real with yourself. Be real with yourself. If you know that you're not having join conversations, put yourself in timeout and make a checklist every single day of join conversations, and you don't do anything else in your business until you've had them. That's it. Okay? Because when you decide that that's not a priority and you start focusing on samples and all these other things before the bread and butter of your business, which is sponsoring, training, and high PRV, you're never, ever, ever, not only are you not going to get paid at title, but you're not going to promote and you're not going to grow leaders. So 226, 2,000 PRV a month, 2 to 4 recruits a month. We can say 2-4, 6 for 6 months. And you repeat that behavior. But you also are training your team members. You're not just throwing them on your director's team page because that's comfortable. No, ma'am. You're getting systems in place to train your team. I don't have time. Well, I don't have time to lose. Okay? You don't have time to lose. So every time you guys decide that you're going to do a minimum of 500 PRV instead of stretch out of your comfort zone and do some bundles or do something to where you can get laundry bundles, whatever, if you want it, you'll figure it out. There is stuff all over YouTube on how to be successful in Cincy. All over. Not to mention, we have the best upper leadership in this group that is always pouring out knowledge. So I'll see you guys August 5th. I want you guys to really, really think about just what you're doing in your business and what you're not doing. Be real with yourself. One join conversation a day is not going to cut it. 500 PRV a month is not going to cut it. It's just not. It's not going to grow a business. It's going to cause you to kind of be frustrated because that one you recruited, they may not even do nothing. So there is power in not just quality of recruits, but number of recruits. It's always been that way because you have no idea who is going to produce and who's not. Okay? And I just want y'all to know that you absolutely can do it. But you cannot go into the fall with a minimum perception of, well, I'll have join conversations later. What? When? I'll do 2,000 PRV one day. No, ma'am. You should already be trying to earn annual sales and you should already be tracking and you should be over 10,000 PRV right now. 20,000, or not 20,000, but around 10,000 because it started in May. So 10, 5, 8,000, around that. If you're not there, you should be concerned. So we're also not tracking these awards, right? And that's why I posted about it today. We're not tracking active frontline. We're not tracking these things. And so I'm just really excited to see you guys August 5th. I'm really excited for y'all to jump in with us and all the people that are going to be speaking. And just remember, you are literally one conversation away from a second conversation and a third and a fourth. But if you don't take the chance and if you're not brave, you're not going to grow. And we have to stop blaming other people for your lack of work ethic. Work ethic is yours, baby, and yours only. So what is going to get you out of bed every morning? What are you fighting for? What is your in-life goal? Like, what are you fighting for? I'm trying to change the world, so none of y'all are going to stop me. Nobody in Cincy is going to stop me. They've tried, but it will not happen. So you need to figure out what is that deep why. Why are you not working the way that you know you need to work? Why are you not producing high sales? Why are you not sponsoring? And then you need to train your little self up and have conversations with everybody you can until you do it. So I love y'all. Let's get uncomfortable this season. Let's break the rules this season in our head and let's prove ourselves wrong. Believe it, you can do it, but you've got to have the conversations. Bye, guys.